Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity?
Hello, my name is Morgan Berry and I am a singer and voice actor.
Well, that doesn't seem like much of a secret anymore. But that's okay.
I revealed myself.
No, it's funny, like sometimes I'll get people and they'll pretend that they're like villains or heroes or whatever, are tentacle monsters.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should have done that.
Dang it. Well, for next time. But for the fans out there, this is, I'm sure you get this question a lot, but I like to ask this question the very first time we have a guest on, just to kind of get, their background. But what sparked your interest into acting?
Oh, I've always loved acting. Ever since I was young. It's just a lot of fun to become someone else,
Mm-hmm.
As far as voice acting, that happened pretty quickly, actually. Like, it just kind of happened. I mean, despite being a huge fan of anime growing up and despite always wanting to be an actress, I never thought about voice acting before, like, specifically. Because it never occurred to me that the voice behind those characters was, in fact, an actor. And so I had no idea it was possible to be doing what I am today.
I can understand that. I mean, acting is really interesting because people get into it in school and things like that, and then they kind of fall into voiceover, going, "Huh, this was here, neat."
This is legit.
But no, that's I think fun for the fans and everything too, because you said you identify as an anime fan as well. So
yes, I adore anime.
What was your gateway anime, if you don't mind me asking?
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember running home, just, rushing home after school every day to catch the next episode of Pokemon. I would, literally just have to push my mom out of the school and be like, "Come on, we gotta go. I gotta catch the next episode."
You were my cousin, because I was the Sailor Moon kid and she was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon kid. that was the way our childhood worked. But yeah, I remember having really horrible days at school and then running home out of the bus and then, ooh, Sailor Moon, I forgot about everything else that happened, yay.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I know that, it's interesting because I hear this a lot when I talk with a lot of voice actors, that singing actually helps with a lot of dubbing. Like, there's a musicality to it, so I'm assuming that that's helped you quite a bit.
I feel like it has. I really do, because I've been singing ever since I was a kid, and yeah, I feel like it helps me in some ways that I feel I don't quite know how to explain, but yeah, so I'm really glad that I've been singing as long as I have.
And now I have to wonder, did you think you were going to pursue solely music when you were a kid, or did you want to do both, or how did that come about?
It kind of came in waves. At one point, I was really persistent on just pursuing singing, and then at another point, I was like, no, I'm going to be an actress. And then later on, I realized, I can be both. Why just choose one? I want to be both.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, that's the best way to do it. Do all the things you love, not just some of the things. But no, I'm sure you're super duper excited because I believe you got your first big title character in an anime called Riddle, A Story of the Devil.
Yes.
Could you explain a little bit about the character and the plot of this show for the fans out there?
Yes, I can. So okay, so I play Tokaku Azuma, and she is a seemingly heartless assassin, and she's the best of her class, and her job in this show is to assassinate a girl named Haru Ichinose. And so basically they're in this special class called Class Black, and there's 12 trained assassins in this class, and all of them, their mission is the same. It's to kill Haru Ichinose. But Tokaku, she finds herself drawn to Haru. And so she decides, you know what, I'm not going to kill her. I'm going to protect her from all the other assassins. And thus begins the story.
Interesting. So I always find it's curious to voice characters that seem kind of cold and collected,
Yes.
because a lot of people, some people find it super duper easy, and some people are like, this is really hard to like put my emotions at the door and kind of not register them for like half of the scene or half of the character arc.
Yeah.
What's
It's fun. Like, I really liked playing Tokaku because I've always wanted to play like a hero-like character, someone really skilled in combat, someone just super cool. And Tokaku is just such a super cool character, and so I was really excited to actually be able to play her.
Yeah, did you find any struggles kind of finding the balance between someone who's not as, doesn't have as many emotions as, say, some anime characters that are just completely out there?
Yeah, she's a bit monotone at times, but I feel like I was somehow able to find a balance with her emotions and the fact that she is very distant. She's very distant and cold, and yeah, it was kind of, at first, I had a bit of trouble trying to figure her out, but after a while I learned more about her character the more I dove into the show.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure the fans are very excited to hear about that. And one thing I also wanted to bring up, it must be nice too to voice the female, because quite a few of your roles are little boys.
Yeah, I voiced for so many little boys. It's crazy. Oh, they're everywhere.
Well, it's anime, so it's youth, right? So it's either little girls or it's little boys.
That's the great thing about voice acting. You can be whoever you want to be, and regardless of your actual image. Like, I'm not a little boy. I'm a grown woman. But if I want to voice for a little boy, I can do it.
Yeah, no, that's something that I have to imagine as an interesting scenario where it's like, okay, we're going to bring you into the booth. And it's like, well, cool. And then it's like, what am I doing today? And it's like, well, here's your character. It's a little boy. Wait a second, what?
You're like, I'm a boy. I'm a real boy. Oh, man. It's fun.
But with roles like that where you're playing like a different gender or something of sorts, I mean, obviously you have to rely on the director to kind of be like, nope, that's where I want you, but are there any points where you're like, is my voice, am I too deep, and am I too high,
Yeah.
those moments of doubt, if
I'm
you
still
will.
trying to differentiate the age differences when I voice for boys. Like, sometimes I'll voice for a 5-year-old boy, sometimes an 8-year-old boy, and at one point I voiced for a young teenage boy. And so I feel like I'm still working through that and trying to find a balance with how I interpret the voice of different age boys.
Yeah, age can be a really tricky thing too, especially if it's very subtle. It's like, what's the difference between a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old?
Exactly.
You could talk about that forever, but it kind of depends on the director and the attitude and the personality of the character too. So
Right. Exactly.
Well, for the fans out there, we're actually going to take a short break here on 91.8 The Fan, but don't go anywhere because our special guest isn't. So keep it tuned to your favorite station where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.
And we're back! Okay, folks, now that the water's boiling, you want to add 1 pound of official Team Habercorn membership packaging. That comes with a ton of Habercorn swag, so make sure it's de-thawed. Very important. Now, sprinkle about a ½ teaspoon of monthly corn tests, where you can win anime, folks. Now, it doesn't matter if you're allergic to drawing. We've got corn tests that cover photography, writing, and so much more. This is a very filling meal, and guess what? It's only $30 a year. Can you believe it? That's less than 8 cents a day, people. 8 cents! That's less than 1 tank of gas! You're getting your daily dose of vitamin K with weekly Toddcasts, monthly corn tests, and up-to-date info about Todd himself. But you're gonna get a lot of benefits you weren't even thinking of. How many good deeds do you do in a year? Well, add one more to the mix, cause a portion of all membership sales help support the Acadiana Humane Society. Yes, a no-kill shelter. Fantastic. Folks, I'm just touching the tip of the skillet with all this info. Go to the website, educate yourself with our preview page. So, say it with me now, teamhabercorn.com. Join the crop.
This is Bill Ratner, the voice of Flint in G.I. Joe and Transformers, and Donello Dina in Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. And a goofy radio voice in Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're listening to 91.8, The Fan.
Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. My special guest is still here, alive and breathing.
Yo.
That's a good indication she is alive and breathing. There's kind of this joke that happens in our live chat where it's like, well, she went on break. What is she doing to the guest? Is she beating her for additional answers? And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. You guys are so mean. But because I'm nice to you guys, I'll talk about something you guys want to talk about. You were recently announced to be in Freedom Planet 2.
Yes, I was.
And I'm going to. I haven't played, so everybody can get angry at me. I've seen clips of the first game. I've seen Let's Plays of the first game. I haven't played the first game, but your character sounds evil.
Yes, my character's the main villain of Freedom Planet 2.
That must be super exciting to get to be just evil and devious and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because you know, it gives you a chance to release some anger without actually hurting anyone.
Yeah, no, I can sympathize with that.
Yeah, you get to like vent. You get to just yell out all your frustrations in the booth, and it's pretty fun.
And now the publicity with that was really pretty amazing. You guys were trending for a while, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
on
that was exciting.
Yeah, no, like totally. People just seem super excited for the next game.
Man, I'm so stoked, and I'm really happy that everyone else is just as excited.
Now, have you gotten a chance to play the first game out of sheer curiosity?
I have played the beginning of the game, but I don't really have much free time anymore, so I don't have any time to play it right now, unfortunately. It's just waiting on my computer, just waiting for me to play it, but I haven't had any time to finish it.
That's the gamer motto, right? It's just waiting for me along with 300 other games.
Right.
And from what I understand, you guys are going to, you and a few other voice actors, and I believe the developer will be at PAX South.
Yes, we will be at PAX South. Oh my gosh, in a few days. Wow, it's coming up fast.
Yeah, I think it's in, oh shoot. Does it start Thursday or Friday?
I just know I'm leaving Wednesday morning.
Well, there you go. Then let's assume it starts Thursday and go from there.
I'm so excited.
I believe the booth, for everybody that wants to know, is 16042. And I also believe you have a panel on Saturday.
Yes, we do. We will be discussing all things Freedom Planet.
Fantastic. And now, for the fans out there, are there any other convention appearances that you have set up where they can meet you?
Yes, I will be at A-Kon this year. So if you love anime and you want to meet me for some reason, come on. Come along and you can meet me and Todd Habercorn and all the other lovely guests.
Awesome. And so for the fans out there, are there any other projects you want to, pimp out and promote to them? Anything that you can talk about safely without being attacked by NDA ninjas?
Yes. There are a few things that have been announced that I am actually able to talk about. Woo! So there's Freedom Planet 2, and there's the movie The Boy and the Beast, which will be in U.S. theaters nationwide March 4th. So you guys can check that out. I play young Ichiro Hiko in the film.
That'll be awesome. Hopefully that actually shows up in Vegas. The last anime film did not, and I was very upset about that.
Oh no, that's upsetting. Gosh.
I complained about this in my last interview. It happens a lot where it's like it's all in California and it's all in New York, and then they're like Vegas. It's a place. Nobody lives there.
It's a place.
Nobody actually lives there. That's cute. A lot of people think, too, that everything comes to Vegas, right? Because, we have so many shows, but it's like, we get, like, shows after they're not as popular anymore, guys. Like, we get Celine Dion when she's older, which, Celine Dion is lovely, but, she's older now, and we get Britney Spears because she's older now and she's not touring elsewhere. She gave up on touring. Now she's just Vegas.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's exciting, and hopefully we'll see a website for that soon that has theater locations.
Yes, very soon.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, for the fans who want to keep up to date on what you're doing and want to hear about upcoming projects, where can they stalk you on the internet in a nice way?
Nicely stalking. Well, I have a website where I post all the info, con appearances, new roles that I get in shows, movies, video games. All of that info is on my website, which is themorganberry.com. And if you want instant news, though, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram under themorganberry. Yeah. And I also have a Facebook. I mean, for those of you out there that have a Facebook, I have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/officialmorganberry.
I have so many windows open that are of just your stuff, so I'm going through and I'm linking them as you're saying.
Oh yeah, and I have a YouTube. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot. I have a YouTube where I adapt song lyrics from all your favorite anime shows, those favorite opening songs. I take the full version of those songs, I adapt the Japanese lyrics to English, and then I sing it in English. And so if you want to check that out, my YouTube is An Unknown Songbird. So you could just go to the search bar, type in Unknown Songbird, and there I am. So check that out.
That must be a really fun project, too, just because Japanese and English are so totally different.
They are, and when you translate it, directly, it's super weird.
It's super awkward.
I end up changing, I want to stay true to the song, obviously, but I have to change a lot of the lyrics in order for it to still stay true to the original. I want it to rhyme, and it's got to actually hit the beats of the song. It's got to hit the right syllables. And so that's really difficult. That usually takes a lot of time, but I'm a perfectionist, so it takes me a while to get that just the way I want it. And then I record it.
I would think the mixing would take a lot of time as well, too, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm not a professional at that. I'm not skilled in that area. So actually I hired someone else who's going to start doing that for me, because Lord knows I have no idea what I'm doing in that area.
That to me seems like that would be one of the most difficult parts, just because there's so many ups and downs to a song, and you hear so much of your voice, specifically, with both voiceover and singing, that you're like, this sounds good to me because it hides this, but music is so much different in terms of how it resonates with people than, say, a voice performance, I feel. So it seems so much better to have somebody else listen to that and be like, no, we're gonna do this.
Right, exactly. You need another ear to give you another side of it, another input. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that's for the fans out there. Now you know where you can stalk her in a nice way, not in a bad way. If you do, that's not us. We already gave you the how-tos, and they were all nice. But for the fans out there, we actually have a tradition here on 91.8 The Fan, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in it.
Sure, I'll try my best.
We basically ask if you'd be willing to do a radio bump for us. We ask everybody this, whether they're a voice actor or not.
Okay, define radio bump.
Basically, we just ask if you'd be willing to say a line for us, which is, hi, my name is, I do this, you can put whatever you want, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
So, okay, cool.
I can write it down too if you want.
Cool beans.
Okay, here, let me write it down for you. Typey, machine gun. So it's
Okay.
The Skype is just going off in the back. Bring, bring. But yeah, it's you can technically do whatever you want. We let people be creative, and whenever you're ready, we're recording.
Cool. Hi, my name is Morgan Berry. I play Tokaku Azuma in Riddle Story of Devil, and you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan.
See, perfect. Ta-da!
Yay, I did it!
Maybe you should do this for a living. But for the fans out there, since we're nearing the end of this interview, is there any, words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world you want to give them?
Any what? Sorry, repeat the question. I blanked out.
You're totally fine. Is there any dating advice, prediction for the end of the world, words of wisdom you want to leave the fans with?
Well, here's one that I feel applies to all areas of life. Stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone try to change who you are. Just continue to be yourself.